The Euthyphro Dilemma is, as the name implies, a dilemma between two of God's attributes, God's omnipotence and God's omnibenevolence. In Euthyphro, Socrates asks, is the holy approved by the gods because it's holy, or is it holy because it's approved? And so, to frame this against the monotheistic conception of God we've established, the Euthyphro Dilemma asks, is something good because God says it's good, or because God commands it, or does God command things because they are good? In other words, does God create morality, or does God simply follow morality? If we go with the latter horn of this dilemma, that God follows morality and God commands don't kill innocent people because it's wrong to kill innocent people, then this challenges God's omnipotence, because it's as though there's like a force or a rule outside of God that God has to follow. If God commands things because they're wrong, then God is kind of bound by the rules of morality. And so God wouldn't be powerful enough to make killing innocent people is good, for example. So the other option is to say that God creates morality, that killing innocent people is wrong because God says it's wrong, that God is powerful enough to make any moral rules he wants, that God could have decided to make killing innocent people good rather than bad. But then if that's the case, in what sense is God good, if good is just a concept that was created by God? It's as though, when God was creating these rules of morality, with no objective standard outside himself, then there's no reason to prefer killing innocent people is good over the rule killing innocent people is bad. It's as though God just plucked some arbitrary rules out of thin air, and that's what morality is. If God said killing innocent people is good, we'd still be praising God's perfect goodness, which seems kind of wrong. So in short, we've got a dilemma between God's omnibenevolence and God's omnipotence. If we say things are good and bad independently of God, then this challenges God's omnipotence, because, again, it would mean God isn't powerful enough to make killing innocent people is good true, for example. But then if we say morality is something created by God, while this preserves God's omnipotence, it potentially undermines God's omnibenevolence, because in that case, to say God is good or God is perfectly good is basically just to say that God follows his own rules.